I started in wine as a hobby when I was like, I think 13. There was a great series on television which impressed me so much, and I watched that each Sunday, and I started to read all the wine books I can get, and I think I started tasting a little bit with 13 or 14 as well, and then with 16 I started an apprenticeship in wine in Germany in 2 different estates. During my enology studies that I started to distribute barrels, I met Franz Stockinger, the great Austrian cooper, during my time in Austria, and we got friends, and he did not have distribution in that time, and I mean, I said, yeah, that seems interesting to me, I'd like to start that, and from there on I developed barrel and foudre distribution, first in Germany, then as I went to Italy, then France, and yeah, now I do that all over Europe, and fortunately, because my 10 hectoliters per hectare at Horizon doesn't make a great living yet, but it'll be my retirement. So, Horizon, I started in 2006 to buy the first vineyards. That was 2.5 hectares, and we made like 2,500 bottles of wine in the first year, organic from the beginning. And then, I mean, I always say our first vintage was 2007, when we moved on to 15 hectares of surface, doing about 2,000 cases of wine. Meeting Gérard Gobi, that was in 2003 in Bad Ragaz at the World Wine Festival, and I tasted his wines, and I was so impressed about the new vintages, the new style, the fresh wines he started to make, and I never had that vibrance before in a wine, fruit vibrance, great minerality. I was so deeply impressed by those wines, and I couldn't imagine that those wines are able, or it's possible to make that in southern France, in Roussillon, a region which I did not really knew. So 3 weeks later I went there, and yeah, we became friends, and I mean the scenery, the vines, the terroir, the stony soil, everything impressed me quite much, and I fell in love with the region. And I mean, our focus is was from the beginning very much on bush wines, because I mean the Cals, apart from the geographic situation, the grape varieties together with the old wines, that's what is very unique. So we only farm the indigenous varieties, Macabeu, Grenache Gris, Grenache Blanc, a little Muscat Petit Grain, and then Carignan, Grenache Noir, and a little Syrah for the reds. And yeah, great stony terroir, a limestone, a lot of limestone. That's where the name Cals is coming from. Slate, great slate, marl, which is a very rare, very mineral terroir, where we have a lot of our very old Carignan, which is all in all 4 hectares of 100-year-old Carignan. And yeah, what else can one say? I mean, the name, perhaps it's interesting to say where the name Horizon comes from. I mean, it's not an old estate. We founded it, and so we had to look for a name. And as all the vineyard blocks we bought, they look directly to the Mediterranean Sea. It was a beautiful name, which was not taken yet, so that's why Domaine de l'Horizon. And that's not only very beautiful, we don't get the stagnant heat like in a lot of places in the south. We always have the tramontane from the mountains or the marin from the sea. And yeah, then the old bush wines, the grapes remain in the shades underneath the leaves. We don't take away a lot of the outside leaves. We really want to keep grapes cool during ripening season. Then we harvest very early but ripe. And our viticulture, we started from the beginning organically. In 2008 it was possible. I got a new guy who joined us for the vineyards, Patrice, who had his own estate before, a very passionate guy, and so we got the manpower to pass on biodynamics yeah, from 2008 on.